She's here in person. Live and in person.
Live from New York. It's Saturday Night Live.
What happened?
What?
What happened?
Oh, I knocked out just a bit of my water. There wasn't much there. Thank you. Good evening, my friends, and welcome to Saturday Night Live.
Wednesday.
What?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday Night Live. Live stream from beautiful Carmel, California. So beautiful to have you, my friends. Thank you. As we all well know, our work is around the beauty and the magic of the star Tetrahedron, the Aladdin's lamp of manifestation, as the upper triangulation of divine power interweaves with the lower triangulation of divine love. It creates the mystical marriage of spirit and matter, which then opens the vortex in the middle, from out of which we then, with the breath, we summon and breathe spirit into this dimension, We bring forth imagine, and as it touches the facets of the spinning star, it holographically spins that out into creation, and breath gives it life. And so we become creator beings. And as we well know, this is the diagram of the star tetrahedron around the body, front, back, all around, completely in and through you. I want to give you a little understanding tonight of more of who we are. The star tetrahedron, it's one of the very important parts of the being we are. Of course, there's the physical form, which is very important because it allows us to be within three-dimensionality, matter, material, and for one of the first times in evolution to then bring spirit into matter and to evolve it into a human divine form, which is the goal of this next evolutionary wave coming upon the planet. As we will know, it's why the old paradigm is falling away. But more than that, you see, there is that which creates the star tetrahedron, and that is the being that you truly are, which we call divine mind. So let's imagine the ocean, and we can imagine the ocean as the eternal and the infinite body of God. It's an eternal ocean that exists throughout all creation, the ocean. If we were to take the ocean and we put it in subsets of bubbles, and each bubble contained the ocean within it, the ocean of divine mind is now in each individual bubble. You have a bubble of divine mind ocean. Do everyone in creation has part of this subset of divine mind as their bubble. And so it is the mind. And the mind is the builder. It's probably the first aspect of creation that we then begin to work with, mind. Through the mind, we are then able to descend into the denseness of physicality, and we begin to gather information about the good, the bad, light, dark, masculine, and feminine. And all that is then brought into the ego, which is then synthesized into the soul. And then the higher mind then takes that in and formulates how we are doing in our evolution towards creating the star tetrahedron, the mystical marriage of divine mind and sacred love, which is then the Christ system, the Christ condition. And so the divine mind, the bubble you are, it's a very, very large structure. We've seen this structure before. Here's another, I think, very beautiful and exciting image. And as we look at this image of the torus field around us, the divine mind, we see here in the middle this spark. And that spark is the star tetrahedron. It's the Christ consciousness. It is the open doorway from out of which source, as it then came forth, it then, if you will, with breath of source, blew the bubble of divine mind that we are. And so we are a product of the breath of source spirit, filled with divine mind. This field of divine mind, it's anywhere from 10 to 12 feet above and 25 to 30 feet all around us and 12 feet beneath us. To comprehend that, as we first begin working with the torus field and divine mind, can be a little bit challenging. If you want to see it at first as maybe the ceiling of the room you're in, and maybe the size of the walls, the room that you're in, and then hopefully you see it below you. Because above you, the torus field is associated with the aspect of the divine, the sky, what we would call the father principle of light. Below, which is the heart chakra, and below into earth, into materiality, is then the other aspect of divine mind, which is working with form, working with mother. Because form is also source, it's also God, there's only God. It just happens this is a lower frequency that is the three-dimensional world that we can then move within and actually demonstrate in physicality, demonstrate in reality what source God is, the mind is. If there is no demonstration of it, as we've talked about, it's like being in a dark room and the mind thinks and knows and comprehends, but there's no demonstration of it. And so we as Source agreed that we would then be breathe into these individual bubbles of mind, and we would then go forth into dimensionality and learn how to lower the frequency of our aspect until finally we were able to formulate a physical body, and then learn about the polar opposites of a three-dimensional world. And then as we then began to understand divine mind, and we understood then feminine love through materiality, not just liking it, because ascension is not leaving. Ascension is bringing that which you are, spirit, sky, father, in and through mother, and then creating something more, the sun that is that which is divine being living on the planet in materiality, which would then quicken the vibration of earth, and earth would then in co-creative harmony quicken us back, and we would then begin to ascend through Mother Earth and through the physical form, the divine, a whole magical and exciting creative opportunity to then, because we had mastered this condition, to be seeds that we could then seed this information into other planetary systems that are still in their developing beginnings within the galaxy. And so we are the experiment that is seeking to bring all that is of spirit into matter and to formulate this divine heritage within form. And so the field of divine mind, which is again above you and below you, it moves just like the torus field. The upper part of the torus field is moving left to right, clockwise we call it. It circulates around, and as it reaches right about where the heart is, it then begins to move into a counterclockwise spiral. And as I said, it then moves deep, deep into the earth, where it then communes with earth, with Mother. Now, Mother Earth is just not a static rock with water and plants. It's a living being, an actual living being. And when Earth was created from the physical sun, the sun began to gather all the mineral things of the universe and began to whirl them into manifestation. At the very core of the Earth is part of the sun. So the sun, which is this great Christed, highly intelligent being who created the solar system as its body to experience its creative joy, it then has part of itself within the earth. And so there is this Christ energy within the core of the earth. And it's what Mother Earth, you see, as she's going through her evolutionary journey, she is also revealing through her this Christed energy, as we upon the earth then also reveal our Christed energy within. Again, Christ is not a person, it's the creative mechanism of the universe. And so as Mother Earth is revealing her Christed nature, she becomes ever more beautiful and creative and bounteous. And as we can see through the eons of evolution, that Earth has been constantly changing and growing and becoming ever more diversified. And this is one of the most magical times on the planet. But we know that we're getting ready to go into another cycle. And so there could be the falling away of a lot of the earth as we know it, but the reformation, the reforming of Mother Earth as she reveals more of her Christed nature is really what's going to be happening. So there's, no fear, no worry. It's just, are you joining in on this great journey? The Christedness of who you are. And so it is the field of divine mind that is going to give you another feeling of knowledge, another feeling of who you are as we work with it now. Because in your meditation, when we begin the star tetrahedron work, we usually ignite the light of the mind, and then we bring it down to the heart and imagine the star. But I'd like to have you, as we do a little bit of work today, I'd like to have you first begin to feel yourself. You're allowing your energy to kind of move from out of the physical body. It's becoming more open, more porous, if you will, that it's simply a container for the spirit that you are. And as you allow your consciousness to begin to move out into these higher dimensions around you, I'm going to invite you to feel yourself resting there. And again, gently moving, if you will, left to right, left to right. And you can imagine and feel it flowing down in and through the Christed energy of Mother Earth. We're then taking in some of that Christed knowledge feeling of Mother. It's moving around in a counterclockwise. It then creates a tube of light right up the middle, which is the spinal column. And then at the heart, it simply breathes in more spirit, more life, and then once again goes up and all around. And you see what this does, it begins to give us another level of the being we are, the mind, that has learning now to create the star tetrahedron, because we are having now enough knowledge about the mystical marriage of spirit and matter that we're honing and refining this living star. And so as the doorway opens within the heart, we realize I am the mind through the Christ I am, summoning spirit from the God mind I am to then bring it forth to create it to be manifest. And so we truly step into another level of our co-creative journey. So it's very important. We talked a little bit last week about how when we're doing the star tetrahedron, that yes, here is the upper triangulation of divine power, but as we're also then now being much more aware at this particular time on the planet that the lower quadrant of the triangle, the lower part of the star tetrahedron, is literally has part of its, that lower apex. That lower apex, you see, is literally in and through Earth. And then below it is then divine mind, which is then also communing with the Christed nature of Mother Earth. Up above, this is now sky heaven. We're communing with the divine mind of the source spiritual being we are. We're marrying these two qualities together. And so we're aware of I am the mind of God I am, that is creating the star Christed being I am, that is summoning spirit I am into manifestation. So it becomes a whole nother level of consciousness and awareness that we're beginning to work with here. So some of you may have some questions over time as you work with this new feeling, and I always invite you, if you do have any questions, to be sure and get a hold of me either by phone or by email. I'm very available and always wanting and excited to assist you. So please do. So as we begin our breath work today, I'd like to bring into the process with it this feeling of the mind. And so as we're breathing in through the open doorway in the heart, we know that it's the in breath. I'd like to invite you to imagine that you're breathing it from out here. You're not sitting here breathing it. We already are beginning to position our consciousness within the field of mind that we already are, because it is the mind that has been creating the whole thing. Everything on the planet, everything in existence is part of mind that has learned how to formulate itself into physicality. And now we are learning that I am the mind that has created the form, that is now breathing from inside out spirit I am. And so I'm inviting you as you're breathing in to see yourself with this area up here, to see yourself down below. Once again, it doesn't have to be the 10 feet above, the 25 feet around. Just work with it gently. If it's only 3 or 4 feet around and a couple of feet above. When I began this work, being more outside of the body a couple of years ago, it was quite challenging. I'm, of course, quite dedicated, as you know, in my process. And I would spend so much time in meditation, positioning myself out here, that for several months, the body didn't like it. It really didn't appreciate me being out here. And it would give me little aches and pains and trying to bring me back to, no, don't be out there. I'm the ruler here. So as you're working with this process, be gentle and be easy with yourself and continue to soothe and love the body, because it's the vessel that's going then to quicken in vibration to allow more of that which you are within and through it in this co-creative marriage of the joy and the magic of being a physical being and the spirit of God I am within form. And then creating, you see, on this planet a whole nother evolutionary journey for man, womankind throughout the cosmos, really. So this is a little bit of a kind of a prelude of where we are in our evolution and where we're going. So let's go ahead and do about 5 minutes of breath meditation. And once again, as we are doing the breathing, position yourself, if you can, up, around, down, in and through, and even below you, and begin to get a feeling of, I am the mind that is breathing the body. The body isn't simply breathing itself. I am the mind that is summoning the breath of spirit I am, and then holding for a couple of counts and gently letting go, watching the breath as it moves through the body even more openly, more space within the body, breathing out into the mind that you are. And then once again, breathing in from out here around you within the mind. And so we're not becoming ungrounded and negating the body, mind you. We're being even more grounded with the mind within and through the divine mother, the Christed field that is within Mother Earth, as well as that which is within Father Sky above. So let's do about 5 minutes of this breath work. I will join with you with eyes open. And again, once again, as you can, outside in the field of the mind, breathing the body. You might even feel a gentle turning of this field of mind above and below as you're breathing. Simply allow and observe. Outside of the body, breathing from the open doorway. It is a natural thing that as you breathe from the open doorway, the in-breath of this vortex of spirit is what is also turning the field of divine mind above and below. Your original existence began from the open doorway within the heart, where you as source breathed the mind of the being you are into spirit life to begin the journey of mastery of three-dimensionality. Breathe. The bubble of the mind is beneath you, above you. The mind is breathing the body. And a few more deep breaths. I am the mind, breathing the body from above and below. And welcome back. So once again, this is the Heart Chakra. And of course, this particular torus field is illuminated with the Christ star, the Christ condition. And it is the divine mind that has learned to formulate the star and then from inside out summon the life of spirit into manifestation. So as we begin our our meditation now, rather than go right to the heart chakra and the illumination of the star tetrahedron, once again, I'd like to invite you to feel into being within the mind. And first of all, allowing your essence, your energy to gently move up, beneath, all around. Once again, it's just important to be above as it is below with the divine life of Mother. It's what feeds and nurtures the physical body. And as we are then feeling ourselves positioned in these areas in the mind, let's then do about 2 or 3 minutes of our beginning meditation there. And then we can bring our attention to the heart chakra and then begin to imagine and feel the star tetrahedron. So I'll take you through the first 2 or 3 minutes of positioning the self within the field of mind. Again, upper part of the torus is gently moving left to right. And it's moving because the breathing of the spirit that you are, the source being God you are, is breathing. It's that breath, you see, that is moving the torus field. And so breath is life. We are now experiencing another level of breath is life. So let's go ahead and please close the eyes and feel the body relaxing. And as we allow ourselves to become quiet and silent, even maybe observing the breath, we allow our attention to gently move beyond the physical form, out into the field of the mind, the torus field up above and all around. Gently descending past the area of the heart to then become a gentle turning from right to left of the torus field of mind. Deep beneath us, in and through the living body of Mother Earth. Feel yourself as mind beneath, above, and all around. Let go. Let go. You can use your breath to assist you. Breathing in, it goes way up above, flows down around, circles in and through earth, then up through the spine. I am the mind that is breathing the body. As we begin now our star tetrahedron imagery, allow yourself to check in every now and again, the field of mind around that has formulated the star that is summoning from the open doorway within the heart breath, spirit, to give life. The star with the upper triangulation, divine mind, synthesized into a crystalline structure. Beneath lower triangulation, Divine Mother, all the love, beauty, and grace of love. Together, they open the doorway within the Heart Chakra, and you summon Spirit, the great being you are, from out of the open doorway. Mind is the builder. The star is the tool. The breath is the life. I will join with you, and together we will create a magnificent star of living light together. Well, I want to thank you, my friends, for joining with us tonight and learning more about the field of mind that is the greater being we are that has been formulating the star tetrahedron by learning about the three-dimensional world of power, love, masculine, and feminine, and through the three-dimensional world, synthesizing all that into the star tetrahedron by the mind. And now you know that you are the mind that is creating the star, that is opening the doorway back into that which you are, the breath of Source, the breath of God arising. As you then image and hold the star tetrahedron, and then focus with divine mind and breathe, you become every day, evermore a creator being. And thus we walk in the union of spirit and matter on earth. Not, of course, leaving earth, but literally bringing heaven to earth in this mystical marriage, which is the new paradigm that we're creating. So we'll be back a couple of days before Christmas, Christ Mass, and I look forward to being with you. Once again, if you have any questions about allowing yourself to rest more and more in the field of mind, once again, not becoming disassociated, but again, with the mind very much within and through the breath of Mother, this Christed being that is Mother, at one with the Father, and you are the sons and the daughters of light that walk illuminated as gods and goddesses, grounded within the form, creating a whole nother evolutionary journey. So once again, thank you very, very much. Absolutely marvelous meditation. I felt all of you very clearly. So blessings.